A promotion/publicity guide. Chapter 1. Public image info. Corporate image info. Write out a purpose statement for your corporation that says what you're all about from a profit and social point of view. Then tell your employees about it through various means like live seminars, seminars on video, short booklets, workshops, posters on walls, letters, bulletin boards, displays, annual report, corporate newsletter, meetings, pamphlets to customers, etc. You might have a combination public relations/personnel person in charge of company policy and purpose who goes around the different departments and gives seminars. Look at some of the bigger companies through articles in business magazines. Send them a letter and ask for their annual report, if they're public, sec.gov, and some promotional literature. See what their corporate vision is. Copy the good stuff without plagiarizing. Learn from them and develop your corporate vision along these lines, generally trying to expand and get wealthy by providing the best products/services you can do for your customers. You must share your ideas and visions with your people and above all be passionate about it. Good strong leaders with a sense of integrity who people can trust are the type of people who inspire people to want to work for them. Get your vision, then be strong about it. Implement what you believe in and stay firm with it. Keep the vision strong and alive all the time, but change it with good ideas when and as required. Always get feedback and advice from your workers about which direction to take, but your vision is the final answer no matter what. A pro-social, cool corporate image can separate you from the competition and make you shine above the rest. Start by designing a simple, easily identifiable logo and picking a good name for yourself like McDonald's with the golden arch or Coca-Cola with the written name to a red background as their trademark. Try for something positive and cute like Nike's Just Do It, Avis's We Try Harder, or the Master Vision, people helping people live better lives. These things are now part of pop culture, which is where you want your image to be. Coke or McDonald's really aren't that different from the competition, but they have a cool, in-crowd, popular type image and do things in the community to keep their names out there associated with positive things. There's Ronald McDonald House for Sick Kids and Coke sponsoring the Olympic torch relay, among other things like giving free Coke away at many fundraising events. This is what you should do with your company. It could start as simply as buying the uniforms for a school or league soccer team, whereupon your logo is put on it. People see the logo and think you must be somewhat of a good company to help these people out. Nike has made an art form out of sponsoring sporting teams and events. A good corporate image also has a good effect on the people who work for you. It gives them corporate pride, and many are willing to help with non-profit, altruistic events that you get involved with or sponsor. It all goes good for that family type, pro-social, American, patriotic corporate image you want to culture, a good OL boy helping out somewhere. The image is the package beyond the product. A lot of sales come down to packaging. When people buy something, they want to feel like they're opening up a little surprise, feel special for a moment, or just get something new and fresh to make themselves feel good, which is why a coffee and donut shop must never go cheap on their disposable cups. People want a sturdy cup with a sturdy top that holds at least 10 ounces of coffee, not some piddly-ass cup that holds 8 full but really only 7 because you can't fill it up and your fingers hurt because the heat goes through the cup. Cheap cups will kill business even if your coffee is great. Spend a few extra bucks to get good cups with your company logo on them. Always be vigilant about these things. They can either make you or break you. Package things up right. People will pay the extra money to get that special feeling for a minute or two, like they're treating themselves because they feel they're worth it. Think of any corporation as a generic person wearing nondescript clothes. A corporate image is like someone wearing a fashionable, custom-made suit. You notice them. That's enough to get business. If you're plain now, it's perfectly alright to change your company name, trademark, or image. Companies do it all the time. Do it and get on with business without looking back. People are very pragmatic. They deal only with the present. They forget everything else quickly enough. One that comes to mind is an article I read that said a bank that I think used to be called the Harlem Bank changed its name to Apple Bank. The operative concepts are warmth, friendliness, fun, and familiarity. Tailor your corporate image to meet these criteria. The corporate image can't be a front. It must reflect your true character. Wear the soul of your company on your sleeve. Shamelessly advertise how much you help people, that's what it's all about. Even though people know you have your ulterior motives, they still know you're doing good things, which is better than being invisible and doing nothing worthy. Check out the logos and corporate images of different companies, including non-profit ones. Learn from them. Get a feel for what you want, develop your logo, then start doing things in public to develop an image about yourself. When you hire people, you should have a canned seminar on video about your corporate image and a charter telling them how to act, exactly what you want out of them when they're on company time. I personally think a light, upbeat, liberal type of name is better than an old conservative type name. Don't pick a name that could be confused with another corporate name, even if it's in another field. Your name must clearly stand alone for your corporation with no ambiguity whatsoever. Try to deliver your message or what you sell by your name/logo. For instance, the word popsicle says what it is: pop on ice. Sam the Record Man or Flower Power each say what they sell in their company name. Look in the yellow pages, look around your city, or go to the library and check out some books to get a feel for some of the company names and logos out there. Signs are everything. Have nice big signs outside of your retail outlets and corporate offices. Just about all boutiques, which are drastically overpriced, pay a lot of attention to creating a cool, happening feeling, all the way down to those cool, special-looking shopping bags they give you, which proudly announce to the world that you're a yuppie shopping at a cool place. Image is everything, especially to teenagers and yuppies. If that's your market, create a cool image for them. Study boutiques like The Gap, which is owned by women. Learn about packaging from them. Books about corporate image are at number 658.4063, 659.285 and HD 58-59.2 at the library. arcana.com/news/article_page.php?id =5. hotchilimedia.com.au/articles/corporate_article_update.htm. knowledge.wharton.upenn.edu/articles.cfm?cat ID =7 article ID =778. Business Publicity 1. The best publicity is good customers telling their friends. This is called viral marketing. Publicity is the subtle art of showing the world how great you are by having others hype you up, most commonly the news media and the people you give a free lunch and t-shirt to at your company's annual free picnic for single-parent families. Your company is the image for the product. Make it look good, then get out there and show/tell everybody how good you are. Publicity is the best kind of marketing you can buy because it's free except for the costs of the press release and the cost to contact the media about your business. The most common types of publicity are as follows. Advertisements made to look like friendly gestures. Community involvement, sponsoring events, charities, helping people. Company reports highlighting company growth. Company tours. Conferences/conventions/seminars, open to the public, free. Newspaper column about a useful subject ending with your company name and website. Press conferences. Press kits, promo kits, video promo kit. Press releases for entry in newspapers, magazines, radio, and TV. Promotional brochures. Regular newsletter, either hard copy or email mailing list. Speeches at schools, churches, etc., emphasizing either a pro-social topic or a motivational speech in general given by a company bigshot. Sponsor sports team, school band, etc. Video logo of company. Website which offers useful information but also promotes your company. When somebody writes about your business in a magazine or newspaper, or a reporter covers it on the radio or on TV, it seems more legitimate than an ad paid for by you. Pick media that you think your potential customer watches, listens to, or reads. Find the segment editors and writers, write up a press release and send it. You can send a press kit along with it if you want to. If you're not an expert, it's very easy to waste your money chasing customers with ineffective or unfocused advertising. Besides being expensive, advertising is often viewed skeptically by the public. Even if your business is doing so well that you can spend a significant amount on advertising, you still should care about public relations. Combined with advertising, public relations can open doors and magnify the results of your marketing efforts. In many service businesses, for instance, advertising really can't reach the target markets effectively. The first thing you should do is simply to get a PR flyer or brochure that describes your company in a page or two with photographs. You can keep these on your counter and pass them out when and as desired. Be observant to what is going on around you that affects or could affect your business. You probably already do this unconsciously in an informal way. You read newspapers and maybe trade publications, talk to customers, employees and suppliers, friends and neighbors. Be alert for ideas, trends, community activities. Look for ideas in ads, letters to the editor, stories on the business pages, etc. There are possibilities everywhere and one of them might click with you as a way to get your business name before the public. Seize the opportunities that present themselves. If you get an idea for a letter to the editor, a talk to a community group or a news release, give it a try. Don't be discouraged by rejection. You may be turned down for reasons that have nothing to do with you, your business or your idea. Don't pass up an opportunity that could bring positive results. Start in your local neck of the woods. Act like a good guy helping people somehow, either by offering scholarships at the local school, offering free vaccinations or free information and courses regarding the products you're selling. Show your expertise in your product line by having a free website full of information, write articles for your local newspaper, give free seminars and workshops and donate things like if you sell surfboards, give a couple to the local Boy Scouts and make sure it gets in some newspaper or on TV. A lot of news shows need an expert in just about anything at one time or another. If you can get in there talking about what you do, you can slip in the fact that you're president of XY company at the end at xy.com. For example, a cancer survivor created a clothing line for cancer patients with mastectomies, etc. So she sent letters to the local media talking about her cancer and her new clothing line. They invited her to talk about surviving cancer, and from that, she got publicity for her business. Publicity is using the media to help get your product/company out there in the public eye through them reporting on you, as opposed to you forking over money to advertise yourself. The media wants bits to educate and entertain the audience. The key is not the hard sell. You either offer information, inspiration, or entertainment, and in a roundabout way, you get publicity. Advertising hits you over the head with the product, publicity is more gentle, it seduces you into it. Find a good slogan or statement that describes what you're good at and use that as your descriptor, your defining statement, like "People helping people live better lives. The best book ever written on the subject. Just do it. We work hard so you don't have to. I make rich guys richer. Your computer data is as safe as Ft. Knox with us. We will help you melt the fat away. Do something interesting to get in the newspaper or on the news. Do a good deed, help a charity, start a charity, donate something to the local kids, sponsor a local sports team and get them to wear your company name on their jerseys. Have a free barbecue, start a scholarship, join local clubs to network, have a free meal in the parking lot of your store for the poor on Thanksgiving Day, put a float in the local parade, give lectures about some useful feature of your product/company, use your imagination to come up with ideas to get in the newspaper. If you run a bridal store, ask your local radio station if you can host a call-in show for half an hour to an hour every Saturday where you give people advice, then be a guest on the news and local talk shows. Do this for any subject that has mainstream appeal like fishing, home buying, water sports, etc. Be charismatic when you go for radio and TV interviews. Look cool so people will be interested in you. Always remember, they want to entertain the audience while you want to advertise, but play it cool. give them what they want and you will get what you want merely by your presence there. Everybody uses publicity. Politicians, manufacturers, celebrities, even the Detroit car makers use publicity to further their causes and gain attention. You can start up a TV show like a certain company that started a TV show for snowboarders which is educational by offering instruction and shows highlights of snowboard events. Business publicity too. Publicity differs from advertising because it's free. Although some groups or individuals trade tickets or services for free mention in publications, generally publicity is newsworthy copy that a publication or broadcast media produces. Publicity is a form of promotion, although promoting a product or service may require other efforts that cost the company money. Good publicity is one of the best ways to let people know you have a worthwhile business. Think of publicity as subtle or hard sell persuasion. Some guys try the soft sell by either being funny or acting like they want to help you, all the while in the back of their minds trying to befriend you in order to sell you something. There's nothing wrong with this. It's the nature of business. The other guys are the unashamed hard sell types. They wear the corny used car salesman type suits because that's who they are. They're in-your-face promoters and salesmen. This approach is fine too if this is who you are, the aggressive salesman. Before you seek publicity or even advertise, know your product. Most major manufacturers have their own teams of product testing. Toy makers bring in children and watch their reactions. Book publishers have people look at covers and decide which they'd buy. Even the car manufacturers run surveys and opinion testing on style and pricing. Be familiar with the particular target group of people who buy your product or service and have a full understanding of the general competition and the full scope of marketability. The media doesn't have time for sloppy, poorly written press releases or requests to be interviewed. Show them respect by using formal language and coming off like an educated person. People judge you by your command of the written and verbal language. If your press release has spelling and grammatical mistakes, chances are they won't publish it nor give you an interview. I don't care what anyone says about handwritten letters and releases seeming more personal. To me, it just makes me think you're a country bumpkin who can't afford a computer, so I won't waste my time unless it's printed with a laser printer. Inkjets are for amateurs. Deciding on the type of media is as important as knowing your product and the people who buy. As a manufacturer, you want to let retailers know of your product. The trade magazines would be a good place for new products and comparisons of product reliability. If you want to publicize directly to the general public, national publications, metropolitan newspapers, and Sunday supplements are ways to tap into the market. For a local enterprise, either a profitable business or a charity or community service, the local newspapers are the best places for free publicity. Find your target audience and blitz them in the media. The general news shows and newspapers are good to get the general word, but if you target to seniors, find the seniors radio show or seniors TV network and try to get on there, or set up a free seminar for seniors medical care or whatever your product is. Don't waste your efforts where they won't work too well. Once your product or news is of national importance, the television and radio can be good sources of publicity. Even the local public stations produce interesting shows about local people and products. For international significance, the newspaper syndicates and wire services provide the publicity you will need. Don't go for the biggest first, move up to the larger markets. Start with the local news, then expand as your product interest grows. Back up your publicity with a solid company or it will backfire on you. If you're full of hot air and cheap gimmicks, you will sink faster than the Titanic, or like Richard Branson did with Virgin Cola in America. Target all the many columnists out there, from local to specialty to syndicated to magazine columnists. One mention of your product by one of them will boost sales. A good self-promoter starts his own column and gets published in newspapers or magazines where he can slide in information about his company plus his website. If you can establish yourself as an expert available free to the media whenever they need you, or offer practical information to people whenever they need it, either via your website or by sending them free practical pamphlets like MetLife.com, 800 MetLife does, you will make your company look like a positive force willing to help people. Hire yourself out as a speaker either for free to indirectly promote your company or for a fee. Join a speaker's service or bureau, which is a central agency that brokers speakers for whoever needs one in a number of subject areas. Have a contest for your company, like offer a $1,000 gift certificate to whoever writes the best essay about staying inspired for a sporting goods company, how to save the environment for an eco-friendly company, etc. Then publish the results for the public to see. Include coupons with your products for other companies selling products. Join clubs and organizations where you can tell people about your company. Before you go on any media tour or do any media blitz to promote your product, make sure that it's already well stocked in stores to meet demand. Give your product or book away to be used at charity events. Get a booth at trade shows, local fairs and festivals, etc. Find people in your industry and socialize with them. Some place got a big antique truck, painted their logo on it, and now it's permanently parked in their parking lot. Adopt a stretch of road in your state's litter cleanup program. There will be a sign saying your company cleans that area up. Create a character. Rather than Ed, you're Crazy Ed, or develop a fictional character like Charlie Tuna, Betty Crocker, or Tony Tiger. Create a fun, interesting website. Offer a contest to win something. Hold a beauty contest, a baby contest, or a pet contest. Get people to wear sandwich boards to advertise your business. Run for political office to get publicity for your business. Throw a party for the kids. Tie a charity event in with it. Business publicity 3. Publicity is self-promotion. Without it, nothing happens. How can make your product newsworthy so that people will write about it and talk about it? Look in the book Standard Rates and Data, which is considered the big book of the advertising industry. Talk in terms of benefits for the customer. Publicity is making sure your customers are satisfied. It's being involved in the community. It's the appearance of your business establishment. It's the way you answer the phone and the quality of the message on your answering machine. Any contact you have with another person affects your business image. Give the media what it wants, a good soundbite or story. You may have a new product or product line that can be publicized in magazines. If not, you need to come up with unique angles to get the publicity you seek. An unusual background for the inventor of the product or owner of the manufacturing plant may make good news for the new product, or you may need to come up with fresh ideas for your service. For example, a short item about famous people using the service is noteworthy, or an unusual combination in the owner's biography may make a good story. Some businesses produce literature that points out facts of the particular industry, either historical or contemporary. A television news feature was done on a group of companies that check the quality of houses for interested buyers, or a pamphlet on cutting costs on building an addition onto your house is a natural for a construction company. What is unusual about your product or service that can become newsworthy? Even if nothing stands out at first, you will find you can think of several angles that are worthwhile from a publicity point of view. What about anecdotes? Failure stories can be as entertaining as success tales. How people have trouble getting their businesses off the ground can be newsworthy, and don't forget simple endurance. A business that's been profitable for 25 years is a sure bet for local newspapers. For a local enterprise, the local newspapers are the best places for free publicity. Once your news is of national importance, the television and radio can be good sources of publicity. For international significance, the newspaper syndicates and wire services provide the publicity you'll need. If you want to publicize an event, consider the radius of the participants. A national trade convention should receive national interest in the magazines and publications geared towards that particular industry. More local events can be publicized in metropolitan newspapers. Most local neighborhood events can be publicized by flyers and notices through the schools. Look for common trends in your product or service. Think often about what makes it different from the other thousands of products and services. Make lists that list the features of what you want to publicize, list the people who use the product or service, and list why people use it. Do more young people use it? Do more women or members of special groups? You may use an angle of publicizing a person not in our typical consumer group purchasing or using your product or service. The most important consideration in choosing an angle is to make your item newsworthy so the editor of the publication will print it. The easiest connection for promoting a new product is with the editors of trade magazines or with national magazines that have a new products section. You may want to send a sample or at least a photograph or drawing of the product. Magazine editors can also be difficult to reach, but try. If you can speak directly to the person who handles new products, try it. If not, be sure to contact the person who does handle the feature angle that you have chosen. As soon as you've contacted the right person to use your material, send it out immediately. If you have arranged a personal appointment, follow up with a short note that confirms the date and time. A few days after you send out your materials, call that person again. Simply ask if the information was received. Don't push for a commitment to run the release. By pointing attention to the materials, you have a better chance. You have to try to come up with some angle that will appeal to the media in some way, usually as a small end story tidbit in a newspaper or a radio or TV news broadcast. The networks probably won't cover your story outright, but sometimes if you get exposure in the smaller media, somebody will see it, be intrigued and book you on a larger show. That's how it works, or there might be a feed into the larger network where the local channel feeds the story to the network. If you want free publicity from the media, give them what they want, a short, sweet good story, no lies, all truth, be fully prepared. For interviews, don't bullshit with small talk, get to the point. Enthusiasm is good, but overkill makes you look like a cartoon. Use a focused approach with a vision over gimmicks. They want good stories they can picture through your description, but they're also human, so try to befriend journalists by being nice, prompt, offering gifts, etc. Journalists love a unique story or a unique angle. Every holiday is a chance for publicity. On Halloween, have a free Halloween party for the kids. On Mother's Day, free flowers, etc. Less is more. Keep your stories and press releases short and sweet. Get a booth at a trade show. Pass out your business card. Make a deal with a retailer to put your ad on his carton, package, shopping bag, or matchbooks at restaurants, etc. Give away logo merchandise, calendars, etc. when you sell something. Give away free samples. Cigarette makers and beer companies give away lots of free samples at spring break hangouts. Try hot air balloons, blimps, and sports arenas, stadiums, baseball fields, etc. With billboards, you got the big ones on the side of road, the ones on the sides of buses, in subway stations, shopping malls, airport terminals, bus shelters, etc. Advertise in the yellow pages. Follow up all your initial press releases and keep sending them out. Do cross promotions with similar non-competitive businesses. Host social events. Give stuff away for free. Send postcard ads throughout the neighborhood. Do outrageous things like P.T. Barnum did. Write a book or booklet about your field. Offer it at the front counter of your store. This could lead to media interviews if you promote yourself as an expert. Have positive intentions. Business publicity. 4. The paradox of publicity is that when you're hot, everybody wants you. When you're cold, nobody wants to do a story on you. Get your local TV guide. Try to find all the local news and community interest shows that might be interested in your concept. Watch the shows, get the producer's and director's name, and pay particular attention to the assignment editor or the editor. These are the guys that do most of the booking. The producer and director might be too much of Big's hots for that. Write a letter/press release to the editor and try to intrigue him so that he will book you for the show. Do this for the news and the regular TV shows. Remember that television is visual, so try to present your concept in a way that it will film well in a short story. Follow your letter up with a phone call and possibly another letter. Don't be a pest, but you might have to use stealth and persistence to get through to them. The bottom line is, if you've got a good story, they will probably use it unless it's a big city where they're always flooded with stories, in which case you will have to convince them with charm and tact. A good idea is to send a gift with your story proposal. Remember the old rule, short and sweet. Your story will be 2 minutes long at most. If your first letters don't work, rewrite them and try again. If you have your own piece of video and/or photographs, send it to them. If you're doing public service work, you can request that television stations run short free TV commercials called public service announcements/PSAA for you. If you're promoting an event, contact the assignment editor and ask him to send a news crew down to cover the story. When you appear on TV, always dress neutral. Your words are the message, not your clothes. If there are any public access cable channels available, try to get your own show or get on the shows to promote your concept. If your story is that good, contact the shows on the cable networks like the Discovery Channel or the Home and Garden Network. Newspapers are usually an easy place to get publicity because they constantly need material, especially if it's a daily. Contact the editor of the relevant department and proceed from there. You might have a story all ready to go, or they might send out a reporter to investigate and write their own story. If relevant, contact the features editor and/or the Sunday edition editor. You have to be innovative. A guy in Florida was opening a supermarket, not exactly newsworthy material, so he thought up the idea of giving away free snowballs, got a truckload shipped in and got top coverage for his snowball fight. If reporters write your story and you don't like the way it turned out, keep your mouth shut. Any publicity is good publicity unless it's outright libel, then you sue to get more publicity and drop it later. When talking to reporters, don't volunteer anything you don't want printed because they will print it. Be brief, concise, and direct. Don't take rejection personally. If you get good coverage, write a thank you note with a gift of a pen or something like that. Approach magazines the same way that you would newspapers. Wire services are central databases of current information that all manner of media subscribe to. They typically pick news stories from all the local media around the world, put what's relevant on the wire, then the media that subscribe to them pick out what they want and use them in their own presentations. There are local, state and national news wire services. Tailor your press release to the appropriate news wire. If your concept is good, a national affiliation may pick up on your story in a local wire service. Associated Press, AP, and United Press International, UPI, are the major wire services in competition with each other. If you can get your concept into one of their computers, it's a good bet that a lot of smaller media will pick up your story. In addition to the wire services, there are news syndicates which gather stories in specific areas like business or leisure and sell them to newspapers. If you have a product, try to develop a slogan and a cute, catchy graphic symbol for ready recognition, something like the Golden Arch of McDonald's or Have It Your Way at Burger King. Think about it. A good symbol can be everything. Think positive like Smokey the Bear or McGruff the Crime Dog. Whenever you use anything like billboards, posters, or flyers, try to keep the message eye-catching with a symbol, then keep the dialogue simple, catchy, and to the point. If you're gutsy and believe in your concept, you might try to develop a newsletter on a specialized topic. If people like the free sample copies you send them, they will buy subscriptions. Direct response advertising is a concept where you buy a mailing list from a list company of a specific target audience and send them each a flyer or a short brochure about your product. You can find mailing list company advertisements in magazines like Income Opportunities. Although you won't get rich doing this, a good idea is to teach a course related to your expertise in an adult school or continuing education program in your area. Many high schools, vocational technical schools and colleges and universities offer such programs as a way to generate income and increase the use of their facilities. The offerings can cover a wide range, from arts and crafts to personal finance and investing to self-improvement to career and business information. Your business will be listed in the course description, which is either mailed to many households or run in a newspaper ad. You may find potential customers among those who see your course listing or sign up for the course. Another method of publicity is to go on the lecture circuit, Give free seminars and lectures, then at the end, have somebody with a desk at the back selling your book. One guy I know contacts churches in different cities and offers free lectures on estate planning and funerals, then sells his book at the end of it. He makes a full-time living off this. You could contact church groups like the YMCA, Kiwanis, etc. Look through the Encyclopedia of Associations for addresses of national organizations that you can contact to set up speaking engagements with. Make sure you invite the press to your lectures. Your local library may have a meeting room that it makes available free of charge or for a nominal fee. Holding the event in a hotel or motel meeting room will give the seminar and your business more credibility. This will increase the cost somewhat, although many hotels don't charge a fee for the room if they provide refreshments. Hotels with meeting facilities usually have a manager who will help you with the arrangements. Less intense than a seminar is to give a speech. Local service clubs like the Rotary, Kiwanis or Lions usually have luncheon meetings featuring short speeches on topics of interest to the membership. This is another way for you to build awareness among an audience of local business people. Let members of these organizations know that you are interested and available and what subjects you can discuss. Pick topics relating to your business that would be interesting to a wide range of people. Beyond that, there's a book out called The Annual Trade Show and Convention Guide put out by Gale Research, 800-877-GALE, gale.com. You could buy booth space at your relevant trade show. If you're a big-timer, offer to do something for the city or the area, like repair the old statue of the lion at the library or set up a free trip for poor kids, and make sure you get your due publicity for your charitable act. Give a grant to a show on public TV and make sure they mention it. Another idea is merely to create an event. Set up a tent somewhere, get some pretty girls in bikinis, a hot air balloon and free hot dogs, and demonstrate your product or concept while the people watch. Put a vehicle in the local parade with a few pretty girls or a few pets along with your slogan on the side. Don't be tacky and don't overexpose yourself that people get tired of the novelty of it, in which case you will have to reinvent yourself. Finally, the simplest way to get publicity is simply to get a good business card made, be pleasant and hand them out to any prospective customer you meet anywhere. Try to circulate. Get friends to take you to local civic clubs and introduce you. Join the country club if you have to, and play golf with potential people that can help you in some way. Spend a few extra dollars and use nicely lettered stationery with novelty off-white, brownish or grayish paper. Treat everybody as though they're the most special people on the planet to you at that particular moment. Contact your local chamber of commerce and ask about upcoming events that you can go to and network with other people. Recognize that you have absolutely no control over the use or placement of a news item you submit. A story idea or news release you think is important may be nothing more than junk mail to an editor or reporter. Off the record doesn't exist. There is no such thing. You should respond as if everything you say is on the record and will be reported. If you don't want to see it in print or hear it on the air, don't say it. Business Publicity 5. The golden rule is to have a clear, concise message regardless of the medium. What is unusual about your product or service that can become newsworthy? Think of several angles that are worthwhile from a publicity point of view. Weave a story around it. Media companies are busy. Try to find the email addresses of the editors and reporters working there. Many media companies have entertainment, travel, business, sports, food sections. Target your press release to those sections. The easiest connection for promoting a new product is with the editors of trade magazines or with national magazines that have a new products section. A press release must capture the editor's attention and be easy to read. Don't embarrass yourself by sending an ad that is not worthy of being printed as news. To get news coverage, do something newsworthy. In the world at large, regular people have this thing about the media in all its forms, TV, radio, and print. If they see or hear you on it, they automatically elevate you and your company to special, elite status. This why publicity is good. It has a magical effect on the public's perception of you. There is a pop culture, celebrity aspect of the media, but there also is a serious side to it which can be valuable to you if people start to perceive you as an expert and a professional. This is what you want if you're a serious business owner who wants visibility. Publicity is the business image you put forth to the world. It is how you promote yourself to build a credible reputation that is easily recognized by the public. A lot of people and companies are afraid of seeking publicity because they think they will have to beg, act pompous or fake in order to give the media wanks what they want to get on their shows, in their magazines, etc. But they're not necessarily looking for an extrovert, vain phony, even though these self-centered knuckleheads are good for entertainment value. What they're looking for is anything interesting enough to fill up space and get ratings. That's their job, to fill up media space with stuff interesting enough to get good ratings. So if you can provide some of this, they will book you for TV and radio shows and write little articles about you for magazines and newspapers. Be yourself, but don't be dull. Stand for something. Have your agenda/purpose down on paper and memorized. Become the message you want to give. People like these stereotypes. They want you to portray a simple stereotype and be consistent as opposed to all over the place. Martha Stewart's job is to talk about home decor, not her sex life or her interest in other things away from home decor. People, both the media and the public, want caricatures on screen. Tim Allen has to always come on as the funny guy. If he, all of a sudden, starts to talk about saving the whales or something like that, everybody will turn off. His image as a funny guy will be shot. Make up a list of X number of questions you think interviewers are likely to ask you and practice your responses to them. Don't be phony, over the top, or vain. Even though the mainstream media likes this because people like to watch misfits, you will come off like a buffoon. Try to come off as a level-headed, positive person in your interviews or in your articles. If you're really good, if your product or shtick has some useful, entertainment or inspirational value, you won't have to go around begging to get media coverage. They will come looking for you. Try to befriend media people so you can get repeat interviews or articles whenever you need them. There are a variety of types of interviewers. I cover this more in depth in my job book, but the key is to feel good about yourself on the day of the interview by getting enough rest, showering, brushing your teeth, not overeating, etc., and be prepared subject matter-wise. Know your subject cold. Ask yourself every conceivable question you can think of before you even walk in for the interview. Be natural. Be interesting without being over the top or compromising your identity. I recently felt sorry for this guy, a so-called celebrity, while watching him being interviewed because he had to stick to his script of being an idiot. I got tired of it. Be real. Try to have a pleasant, relaxed, facial countenance. Don't look like you're scowling or like you're over-smiling. Just be natural and neutral, there in spirit, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but not acting like a big goof or a phony with a perma-smile. Don't try to be too nice. You're there to make your point. Do it. Toot your own horn in a subtle way by offering useful, interesting information to help, entertain, or inspire people. If you can combine a cause with your business message, all the better. Always be positive, upbeat, and try not to criticize too much in public, even though politicians do it all the time. It's the nature of their business but not the nature of real business. Brag if you want, but don't criticize. Don't be so self-conscious that you forget where the interviewer is coming from. Be sensitive to him. Play up to his moods. You can generally expect one of the following interviewer stereotypes. Mr. Ego, who is more concerned about how funny and intelligent he looks than you. You're just his prop. Mr. Nice Guy. This is the Jay Leno who tries to make you look good because he knows it makes him look good. Mr. Sociable. He's a nice guy but he has no focus. He talks to you about all kinds of things but doesn't get to the point of your purpose there, to promote your agenda. Mr. Apathetic, doesn't care either way. He's got his own problems, much less worrying about your performance. The hatchet job. He's out to get you no matter what. Keep your cool. People know when you're being hatchet jobbed. If you can hold your own, you will gain a lot of respect. Business Publicity 6. Publicity equals more publicity. That's the way it works. If you get just a bit of publicity, you can use that little bit of public credibility to get more because people want to book people who have some credibility behind them. In order to get publicity, you have to become somewhat of a media expert, unless you hire a publicist or consultant to do it for you. Target your efforts at the media outlets you are interested in and think might be interested in you, and try to find venues that reflect the demographic target market you are interested in pursuing. If you get enough publicity, you start to become a public figure, and at that point, your private life becomes public. Be ready for scrutiny in this area if you are out there making the media scene, but then again, they leave guys like Michael Moore or Ralph Nader alone with their personal lives. But if you're a chick and you get on a fluff interview show with a chick hostess, she's gonna ask you about your love life. It goes with the territory. When you put yourself in the media eye, you either get indifference, which is the worst because it means you're dull, love/like or hate/criticism. Be ready for both, love and hate. Somebody said all publicity is good publicity because it gives you exposure. Just remember that people on the street will be making comments at you and to you, some good, some bad. If you get to be a big media star, appearing on the CNN talk shows as a hotshot and expert, slow down, look at yourself in the mirror and remember, don't start to believe in your own hype and get too big for your own britches. Before you go for interviews, also try to have a good conversation with someone, preferably 30 minutes or longer, in order to get the gums flapping and the ideas flowing. You're always on the record. Don't say anything you don't want to see in the media, even if you say it's off the record. If you don't want to answer something, say that the industry standard or protocol is to keep quiet about those things and that the trade/professional organizations are authorized to answer those questions. Business Publicity 7. You can't get on talk shows because you are a nobody in the public realm. You might have the greatest ideas. Nobody cares. Nobody knows you. At the same time, if you watch the daily TV talk shows, the most minor pop culture celebrities can get on them to hawk the most minor, meaningless products. Like I saw one actress on there hawking her hairband called Save That Do. If nobody knows you, nobody cares. You have to put yourself out there and establish yourself as some kind of expert. Tony Robbins has no college degrees, yet people think he's some kind of advanced life knowledge expert. John Gray of Venus and Mars fame had a mail-order PhD from a diploma mill called Columbia Pacific University, basically a fake college. He huffed and puffed and made himself look like a big-shot love and sex expert. How loud can you be? Are you willing to start up an online radio show, a website, etc., then relentlessly try to get mainstream coverage? Some of it is luck. Tony Robbins and John Gray got lucky. People in the mainstream media started to cover them. There was no rhyme or reason to it. Journalists cover something that looks different or odd. Tony Robbins was this tall guy with a growth disorder who started with the gimmick of having people walk on hot coals. John Gray created the men are from Mars, women are from Venus gimmick. It's cute and quick. It makes a good story in a magazine or at the end of the news. You need credibility. The easiest way is to write a book and a blog. How can you create news about what you're doing, even if it's fake news? Like I heard about some guy who wanted to publicize a book he wrote about sleeping around. He hired a social media expert who wrote a bunch of stuff criticizing this guy, then got feminist groups to protest against the guy. Find email address lists of media people. Send your press release only to the type of reporters relevant to your story. Make a press release easy to read, no longer than a page, and worthy of a news story. How can people benefit from your story? How can you create a story about your product that ties into a holiday or anniversary? If you have an upcoming event or conference, tell local media. They might cover it. If your company takes a stand on community issues or activist issues, try to get media coverage for it. You are not in control of the story. After you give out the press release, the media can spin it any way they want. Business Publicity 8. Whatever makes the news is publicity. Publicity is hype and exposure you get either through your own efforts or because the zeitgeist is smiling at you. This is why it's different from advertising. It just happens. Good publicity is to recognize what's newsworthy about you or what you do and get it out there. At the very least, you have to have the ability to write good press releases and good articles about yourself. At the best, you have to come off like a charismatic hero or a sexy bombshell on TV. The game in business is to create a great product, then let the people know about it. Advertising works in the limited sense, but publicity has a mind of its own because if you can get it, it means that people are reading, watching or listening to you out of their own curiosity and interest. This is what the media wants to fill their time. If you can provide it, you will get free media exposure. You want to create a brand name and brand aura about yourself and establish yourself as an expert willing to write articles and do interviews anywhere, anytime. Watch the CNN talk shows. See the type of people they interview. You have to come off as a somewhat credible but charismatic expert. Get your own website. Try to be community-minded and helpful education-wise on it. Try to be community-minded in the community by sponsoring events, creating contests for artists, etc. Publicity stunts are controversial. Some people like them because they think it shows spunk. Others think it's demeaning and it kind of exploits the media by getting them somewhere under false pretenses. If it's classy and well done, go for it. If it's cheap looking, don't do it. Sponsor a local baseball team or a cause instead. When you're looking for publicity, don't think national TV networks right away. Start small by writing articles for the magazines that cover your field. Get a booth at your field's trade shows. If there is a TV show or TV network for your field, try to get featured on them somehow. Try the consumer shows and the product reviews shows. Recognize when you have something newsworthy, send out a bunch of press releases and run with it for as long as you can. As long as you're providing the media and the public with fodder, you're fine. You don't have to feel like you're a show-off or a braggart for wanting to get on TV, just think to yourself that you're there to provide an educational service to inform the people about something that can help them. You are always on record with the media. If you want good relations, be open with them whenever they come calling on you, and these people will return the favor when you want some hype in the media. If you're dealing with the media, the unspoken code is that I'm providing you with a useful tidbit of info for my own publicity interests, but that's never verbalized. The reporter takes your info and presents it the way he wants to. You don't get a say on final edit. And never say, no comment. It implies you're a crook or stupid bureaucrat hiding something. The easiest way to get the media come calling is to be successful, to do something that works well. Then the media will want to do a story on it because the public wants to see success, to get inspired to be successful themselves, and also to be envious of successful people as a catalyst to make them try harder. Establish credibility by offering good quality information about what you do, but do it with a twist/hook. Be creative about it. Make yourself available for interviews at any time, no matter what. Hype yourself up, but don't be blatant about it. When you're being interviewed, give them what they want. You will get your point out simply by being there. The crux of publicity is to make it seem like you're helping, amusing, or inspiring people. What is it that you do in the marketplace that makes you unique and better than the others? Publicize this, deliver on your claims, and you will make it. Your main purpose is always to tell a good story. What's in for the media/public? Why would they want to care or be interested? If you have an interesting website, it will give your press release more credibility and give you a greater chance of getting out in the media. Publicity one-liners. Get exposure through writing articles. Figure out ways to get into the press. Write monthly columns for a newspaper, newsletters, magazines, e-zines, or websites. Create a business card and pass it out. Create an informative websites. Develop a news angle. Find your target audience and send your stuff to them. It has to be valuable or very interesting and novel. It is hard to get publicity. The only saving grace is that you could get lucky and your story might go viral. Are you willing to use gimmicks? Lots of people do. Consider advertising on top of doing publicity. Use some creativity to tie your product in with local charities and community groups. Offer to donate 50% of all your profits to some organization on some special day where you're offering free hot dogs and stuff. Copy what other companies do in helping charities. Donate samples of your product to prominent public figures. If you get a response, publicize it. Hold a contest. Sponsor an award like a scholarship. Start local. Try to get publicity from your local media. Send news releases to the national wire services. Think of an idea to tie your product in with a holiday or special event. Set up a booth at trade shows. Think like a reporter. What's newsworthy to him? Develop your story like a neat sound bite. Write a good headline, lead and a good press release. Send it to your target media. Develop relationships with everyone in the media you can. Seeking publicity has uncertain results. You're at the mercy of the media, but the deal is that they have to fill airtime and you could help them. The more you befriend people in the media, the more likely you are to get publicity. Give them freebies. Take them to lunch. Give them tips on a new story in your field. Create free ebooks and pamphlets. It doesn't matter what you sell, create a book or website with informative information about your products. Media do not want to promote you. They are in the business of selling advertising. You need an interesting story to get mentioned anywhere. Controversy sells. Entertainment and novelty sells. Write headlines that tell the story quickly. Find ways to get others to write articles about you and your controversial writings. Get established as an expert. If you want to get established as an expert, get listed in expert directories offering to be interviewed for free whenever anyone wants to. You establish yourself as an expert by working in the field, writing a book, making a great discovery or creating a new product, writing a newspaper/magazine column, write for a trade publication, getting on TV, either a show about your field or as the expert for your local cable or news show. Have seminars, workshops, speeches. Get out into the community. Have a toll-free number which you give to media people to call you anytime. Make your own opportunities. Create your own events. Call up media and ask to be a guest on radio and TV shows. Create your own e-newsletter or newsletter/magazine. Get publicity by entering business competitions. Check with your local and state chamber of commerce, the business sector of local governments, local media, and industry associations for business contests and business awards. If you have to sign up to enter, do it. If there are awards that you think you can win, tailor your business to try to achieve their standards. It can only help you by getting you free publicity. Bad publicity info. Just as good publicity is great, don't believe the guys that say all publicity is good publicity, even bad. Remember OJ? One media story about viruses in apples or tainted meat can destroy an entire industry overnight. If you're ever in a conflict with anybody or any institution and the press wants to interview you, you have to make your decisions wisely. TV, in the guise of investigative journalism, is just a show and all they want is to make somebody look like an ass, so if you think it's you, think twice about granting the interview. They can edit footage down to capture your most embarrassing moments like picking your nose, caught off guard or whatever, and use only that from an hour of interview time. On the other hand, standing up with guts on camera will make people like you and many can see through an exploitive media piece. If you feel tough, go for it and let the court of public opinion take its course. They've got low-key interviewers who let you talk on and on until they eventually get what they want. Then there's the ambush guy who will just get in your face and make you look like an idiot. Whatever the case, keep your answers short and to the point. Don't volunteer anything. Don't compete with the interviewer in a game of wits, because if you win, they will just edit it out anyway. Just make yourself look forthright and respectable. Stand your ground and you get the respect of the people watching at home. Whenever your company is getting bad media coverage for any reason, Cancel all your ads for a while because all they will do is reinforce the bad story they already have in their minds about you. Out of sight, out of mind. Check out your company on search engines with the word bad in the search. ReputationDefender.com, they investigate malicious gossip and stuff about you on the internet. BadBusinessBureau.com. BrandChannel.com/features_effect.asp?pf_id=348, handling blog criticism. ChangingMinds.org/discipline/negotiation/tactics/bad_publicity.htm. CreativeTraction.com/blog/2007/04/16/no-publicity-is-bad-publicity. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/public_bad, a good that produces socially undesirable results. Good publicity, bad publicity.blogspot.com. Microsoft.com/UK/business-central/business-information/marketing/handling-bad-publicity.msbx. PrestonWiley.com/archives/one-lame-way-to-deal-with-bad-publicity. PRMADEAZ.com/category.asp?cat-UID=3. PRTracker.com. Publicity-hound.com/free_publicity/articles/publicity_bad_restaurant_reviews.html. Publicity-hound.com/free_publicity/articles/publicity_bad_restaurant_reviews.html. RemoveDefamation.theblog.net, many people lie therefore giving bad publicity to companies for revenge. RipoffReport.com, people post profiles about bad companies. TechDirt.com. Threadwatch.org/node/12144. WinnerOnline.com/articles/February 2002/bad_press.htm. WinnerOnline.com/articles/February 2002/bad_press.htm. Product and company blogs, websites. This article is not about your company website. That's one thing. I'm talking about a website that makes your field or your company look good, that's more entertaining and relaxed. The way to write a blog or website promoting your company, yourself or your products without appearing to do so is to take on the character of a fan of that entity with no attachments to the business end of it. Companies do this all the time. They set up websites that they finance, but nobody out in the public knows that it's underwritten by them to either support some lobbying cause that's relevant to their business or to advertise their products in a subtle way. For example, one company that had a vested interest against all the hype out there regarding global warming, so they set up a website that attacked the science behind it. Another company that sold skis set up a website proclaiming the beauty of downhill skiing, included lists of ski areas and the occasional mention of their skis as the best. They weren't blatant ads. They were disguised as the opinions of the writers and readers. Nowhere in the website did it say that this ski company owned it. Be subtle about it. There's no law against promoting yourself subtly. Either set up a website, a blog on a blog directory/website, or go those community websites like myspace.com and other forums, put in your profile or your current opinion of the day, and along with it, talk about your company or product as a fan. Put a link in there or two about where people can go for more info. Business publicity websites. Books about publicity are at number 302.2, number 659.1, HD 59, HF 58110 RHM 263 at the library. Books about media marketing for books which can be useful for marketing anything are at number 070.52 or PN 161 at the library. In order to polish yourself up to be media savvy, read a book about public speaking available at number 808 at the library, and read a book about publicity in business at number 659 or HF 5811 and HM 1226 at the library. There is an interview section in my jobs book. Try number 331 at the library. prweb.com/rss.php. Actionplan.com then ewpr.com, ention.com, prospectmx.com, articlePros.com/marketing/strategies/article-5161.html, ereleases.com, reinventioning.blogspot.com, marketing to women, preciseselling.com, netconnectpublicity.com, prsecrets.com, greatidea.net, thebusinessmuse.com, zeromillion.com, anniejenningsbr.com/pages/book-marketing-resources.htm, publicityinsider.com, everything you should know.com, prnewschannel.com, press release distribution service, snowrunnerproductions.com, bookbuzz.com, udkin.com, brandrepublic.com, talkattothemarket.endemdia.com, businessknowhow.com, consultingmentor.com, coterymedia.com, marcomwise.com, mybusinessbr.com.au, the DIY Public Relations Pack, ention.com/publicityhoundtoc.htm, audetmedia.com/subscribe, bacons.com, media directory, bdpr.com, 310-456-7151, publicity consultants, beyondintractability.org/sa/mass_communication, biginterview.com, bluelinepublicity.com, book marketing service, bookmarket.com/7press.html, bookmarket.com/million.html, boker.com, media directory, broadcastinglinks.com, barrels.com, media directory, business.portal24.com/n, they do press releases, businesstown.com/marketing/publicity.asp, channelseven.com, cheappublicity.com, lists you as an author, expert, or speaker for a fee, clickz.com, connors.com, 212-807-7500, consumer PR and marketing agency, cornerstonedelivers.com, 540-832-0583, publicity consultants, cprs.ca, cprs.org, Public Relations Society Canada, danjanal.com, publicity expert, daybook.com, journalists go there for ideas. Post your ideas. You might get free publicity. daybooknews.com, 800 Daybook, broadcast interview source, detroitchamber.com/detroiter/articles.asp $CID =103 det CID =266, dgtrends.net, editoranpublisher.com, International Yearbook, emediawire.com/releases, press releases, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/publicity, prbuzz.com, prcentral.com, presskits.com, pressrelease.com, pressreleasearticles.com, press-release-writing.com, prfirms.org, prleads.com, prmadeaz.com, promoteourself.com, promotion101.com, proof-positive.com/articles/514/1/get-free-publicity-with-press-releases-other-business-marketing-ideas, prplace.com, prpro.net, prprofits.com, prpublishing.com, prsa.org, Public Relations Society, prsa.org/resume2.html, prsecrets.com, media coaching, prssa.org, Public Relations Student Society, prweb.com, prweb.com, prwebdirect.com, using this service gets you at the top of Google News and Yahoo! News results. SciWarrior.com, Propaganda Media. Publicity.com. Publicity.org/xresource.html. Publicity.rounder.com. PublicityAssistance.com. PublicityEngine.com, Free PRS. PublicityForum.com, 800-457-8746. PublicityHound.com. PublicityHound.net. PublicityInsider.com. PublicitySecrets.com. Publishers.ca/publishing-get-publicity.htm. Radio-media.com, Radio Promotion. Reagan.com. Redref.com, Books. Respectus.com, Publicity Consultants. RTIR.com, 800-989-1400, Database of Experts. Try to get listed as an expert to get free publicity. Radio TV Interview Report, the magazine for producers to find guests. Journalists looking for stories. You put a profile up. They contact you. Helpreporter.com, receive daily leads from journalists and TV and radio producers looking for experts to interview. Pitchrate.com. Hire a publicist websites. You hire a publicist to help you get TV interviews, etc. PR firms have publicists for hire. 101publiclations.com/hireapublicist.html. askthepublicist.blogspot.com. ehow.com/how_20962990_hire-publicist.html. publicityhound.com/hireapublicist.html. publicitydh8works.com. publicrelationsideas.com/when_to_hire_publicist_0001006.html. scribesworld.com/writers-niche/articles/hire-the-publicist.htm. smithpublicity.com. sugarpr.com. toythepublicist.com. usaweekend.com/07_issues/071111/071111 humorpublicists.html. westwindcost.com/book. writerswrite.com/journal/may01/penza.htm, hire the publicist to get the publishing deal. See the news about you and your company through RSS news feeds. See what other people are saying about your company by going to any news website, seeing if they have a free RSS feed option, then enable it using your company name as the keyword. To use RSS, you need feed reader or aggregator software like Lectora.com, Plug.com, WizComputers.com, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/list_of_news_aggregators. bloglines.com, 100zakladok.com, 2linkme.com, a1-webmarks.com, adifni.com, arrow.com, aimshare.com, arto.com, ask.com, aviarycapture.com, bong.com, beta.com. Chapter 2. Business Promotion. Business Promotion 1. Promotion is an overall, long-range plan designed to inform potential customers about what you have to sell. Advertising is usually thought of as the paid communication part of the promotion program. To develop a total promotional campaign, you must answer these questions. 1. What image or message do I want to promote? 2. What are the best media and activities for reaching my potential customers? 3. How much time and money can I spend on the effort? Promotion is basically 4 activities. Sales promotion, advertising, direct selling, publicity. Sales promotion is anything you do to lure customers to your products. It goes all the way from hosting free barbecues to sending out coupons to people. Advertising is fine, but the critical question is whether the money you spend brings back more profit than what it cost you. Direct selling is simply the ways a typical salesperson tries to sell his product: cold calls, telemarketing, networking, demonstrations, etc. Publicity refers to whatever exposure you can get for free, which might be a mention in newspapers, on radio stations, TV programs, etc. You could create your own newsletter, have a show, sponsor a local group, give out free hot dogs, put up a big sign or a cool attention getter, etc. Develop a long-range, consistent program for building image and reaching customers. Your image should be reflected in your business card, logo, stationery, brochure, newsletter, telephone answering service, signs, paid ads, and promotional activities. Word-of-mouth recommendations from satisfied customers are the very best promotion any business can have. Consider which promotional tactics will build the confidence and image you are looking for. Giving speeches and interviews, often good for counselors, teachers, lawyers, consultants. Having an open house or holiday home sale, for craftspeople. Holiday recitals or shows, for music and dance teachers or daycare operators. Free demonstrations and samples, for retailers, decorators, caterers. Promotion advertising pushes for the order by providing incentives, coupons, rebates, premiums and contents, while the usual medium for promotion advertising is print. Some big-budget advertisers use broadcast, radio and television, to get consumers to look for their promotion advertising in their local newspapers. As a rule, promotion advertising should be specific and should call only for consumer to perform a desired action. Resist including extraneous points in the promotional ad. Focus on a simple call to action. For example, your ad copy may ask the readers to redeem this coupon and save $2 or buy 2 packs and get the third one free, or fill out a coupon and enter sweepstakes to win $100,000 or buy 2 of the products and receive a free gift worth $10. Most promotion events are price or added value oriented campaigns. As such, it is imperative that when writing copy, the ad should appeal more to the wallet than the emotion. Do not make your redemption procedure complicated and confusing. Avoid having more than one offer at a time to keep it simple. Your task is to make it easy for the consumer. Avoid having to make them decide. That's too much work for them. Some fast food restaurants have $1 burger days, like the breakfast egg muffin on Thursday, the double cheeseburger on Friday and the chicken burger on Sunday. Schemes work like the restaurant owner who built a big cage in front of his fast food joint, bought about 300 rabbits cheap, put them in for all to stop and see, and then on a Saturday, let the kiddies in one by one to catch and keep a pet rabbit. It made the national news. Sometimes promotion departments of manufacturers stage marathon events or contests with their products, especially with toys and games. Apparel companies may sponsor athletic races, manufacturers of motorcycles sponsor races. Certain cosmetic companies sponsor breast cancer charity events. Although promotion schemes cost money to stage, the efforts usually pay off in a long run with the number of customers sold on the product. For local coverage, charity drives and dinners are good ways to get in the paper. Some enterprises strive for a more national coverage with special prizes connected to sports events. If you are clever enough and there's no big news break that day, you may get your scheme on television. Even local footage reaches thousands of people. What gimmicks can you think of that will pay off for their investment? How is your product or service used that it can commercially be exploited by the news? Can you keep going with it, making it an annual event, drawing customers from near and far? How about the Brothers Meat Market annual walk for cancer research, or the annual barbecue at $5 a shot, with all proceeds going to save poor kids or the homeless drunks? Business promotion 2. Self-promotion, getting the word as to who you are, whether it be word of mouth or TV commercials, is necessary for business and activist success. Don't just sell retail from a brick and mortar, sell through the internet, TV shopping networks, mail order, trade shows, fairs, etc. Self-promotion takes 2 things. Wisdom. Unashamedly touting your own horn. Somebody like the naked cowboy unashamedly toots his own horn, but so what? He's stupid. He walks around the streets wearing underwear with a guitar, hoping that some media company notices him and gives him some press so that someone will see him and give him a record contract. But even if he gets included in a newscast or in a newspaper, so what? It's just another meaningless article or a 20-second bit at the end of the news. It's all about getting mainstream media exposure, but before you even go for media coverage, you have to analyze yourself and decide on what your brand is. What image do you want to be known as? What message do you want to sell? It doesn't matter if you're for profit or non-profit, the method is the same. You have to create something about you, your message or your business that the mainstream media is willing to talk about for a minute or two because you are interesting enough in some way for them to keep people watching them, therefore keeping their ratings up, which translates into advertising sales for them, which is how they make money. Thankfully, the internet has made it relatively easy. All you can do is to write the best press release you can about whatever it is you're doing, then go through media directories looking for media to send it to that can be relevant either by geographic location or subject matter. Send them your press release by email or fax. Some might get back to you in order to book you for either an interview or as a guest on a show, etc. The main types of media are print, magazines, and newspapers. TV networks, local TV stations, specific TV shows. Radio, newscasts, all news radio stations, talk radio shows. Internet, even though there are news and entertainment websites, you can create buzz about yourself by setting up your own website or blog and advertising it. The question is always, how do you penetrate the mainstream media outlets to get them interested enough to put your story into their venues? There is a magazine out there called Talkers, talkers.com. Use it to help you find shows and print media that might be amenable to your topic and your point of view. On the one hand, there is plenty of media looking for content and filler, but on the other hand, they are always swamped with people trying to get on, so you have to offer them something reasonably interesting, and on top of that, you have to be personally dynamic or charming. For TV, it helps if you look attractive or extreme in some way such that you stand out. For radio, you have to be a good talker. If you are dull or too controversial, you will not get invited back. You have to be straight up honest and be willing to talk, not just answer with short sentences. You cannot set the agenda. On your press releases, you have to state that you're available anytime, anywhere for interviews, then show up and deliver. Be willing to go where the enemy is. Right-wing advocate Bill O'Reilly went on the left-wing Oprah show precisely for the fact that he knew it would sell thousands of copies of his book. If you're squeamish about this kind of stuff, then seeking out publicity is not for you. You're better off making your product so appealing that it sells itself rather than relying on hype. Tony Little, the guy who sells fitness equipment, comes off as very insincere and cheesy, yet he's always there selling his stuff on the shopping channel, and then I look at the ads in my local used stuff for sale newspaper and several of his fitness machines are always for sale there, which makes me think that they couldn't be very good if people are selling theirs. The point is that he's able to convince people to buy them through his hype on TV. Even though guys like me see it as a hype, he's still hooking some people in. Simply use the media directory websites I provide in my job and business books to zone in on the media that you think might publish your article or let you talk on their show, and send them a press release. If they don't send anything back, wait about 5 weeks, then send another one out. Keep doing this until they either tell you to bugger off or tell you to come in for an interview. Sex always sells regardless of what the particular story is. Even conservative media outlets now routinely put out sex-tinged stories. Beyond that, you have to capture the zeitgeist. Do internet research to find out what's currently hot and try to develop some kind of consumer product or tie into your business or cause. Be as clear as you can about your message/brand. Know what you want to say, otherwise some savvy interviewer will shoot you down. I heard some women on a radio talk show come on with some new age concept that she didn't have much depth on because the interviewer caught her in a few contradictions and cut her to pieces. If there is something about your message that you think is bullshit, you better prepare your answer now because you can be sure the interviewer will ask the most telling, embarrassing question he can. It's not just him creating the show. He has a whole team of writers writing out the questions for him to ask. They don't miss much. If they think you're full of crap, they'll tell you. Keep it simple and straight. It doesn't matter how outrageous it is as long as you believe in your cause and state it simply. Personally, I believe in legalized sex services and legalized recreational substances. I have no qualms about talking about these things in the mainstream media because I believe in them. People are willing to let me speak and listen to me because I have my arguments ready, they're good ones, they shoot the mainstream, repressed view down, and I'm sincere. I don't come off as a sleaze, but that works too because people like to watch outrageous villains being interviewed. Timing is crucial. Your cause might not be good interview fodder today, but if you keep sending out your press release every 6 weeks, there might come a day when they take you on. Keep it simple and keep hitting them over the head with your message. Media doesn't necessarily want what's right or good. They want anything that will give them viewers. You can be evil, bad, or controversial. If you're interesting enough, they'll interview you. Identify your target demographic group and tailor your message to them. You need a great press kit, but the modern thing is an e-press kit. You set up a website, put the name on your press release, people go to it where they see video, audio, photos and text about you and your cause with permission for anybody to use any of it in any media venue. If you can come off as an expert in some area, you can get listed in one of those books or websites for experts. Then media outlets can look you up when they need an expert in that area and hire you to appear on their show. If you can control or manipulate your audience, do it by both placing supporters in it and a few plants who are really your buddies masquerading as enemies asking you hard questions that you already know the answers to. The politicians do this all the time. It's no big deal. Remember, nothing is free. Expect interviewers to ask hard questions and give you a hard time. Have both a website name and a toll-free number that can be read like 800 flowers in order to get your contact info out quickly. If you don't know the answer, don't bullshit. Say straight out that you don't know. It's best to have a bit of anger or passion, but don't ever show an excessive amount. Nobody likes an extremely angry person. They're afraid of them. The best speakers are those who leave their egos out of it. They're not there to make themselves look good. They're there to convey a message. When you talk, don't be an unemotional robot nor an emotional flake. Be in the middle, more relaxed and in control than passionate, as though you're there for the logical reason of passing off information honestly. It's very easy to come off as a pompous know-it-all. Keep your tongue in check. It's like the line in Kipling's poem "If, don't look too good or talk too wise. It makes you look like a pompous ass." It's easy to learn how to do damage control. Just watch all the politicians and religious ministers who got caught with their pants down. Watch how they get on TV apologizing, taking responsibility, pledging to accept their just due punishment and make the situation right. Don't blame the media. You're asking for trouble if you do. If you start up a blog or website, keep it current. Offer both podcasts and vcasts on your website, at least some for free in order to promote your message. I never could understand why people on talk radio would charge people money so they could buy their tapes and listen to their hype. At the very least, offer your knowledge for free. Sell something substantial to go along with it. For example, if I'm promoting wind energy, I'll offer free info on how to set it up on my website, then I'll offer to sell people my wind generator. If I'm charging $10 for my little wind energy book, that's nickel and dime stuff. Business promotion websites. Try number 659.14 or HF6146 at the library. oddsonpromotions.com. freeconference.com. meetup.com. talkers.com, talk radio. townhall.com. v-fluence.com. we'rethemedia.com. Promotional literature. People don't read promotional literature. They read what interests them. What do your potential customers want to know? You can publicize your service or product with a pamphlet or booklet. MetLife Insurance does a public service by offering free information pamphlets on a number of relevant topics. Call 800-MET-LIFE or go to metlife.com and ask for the booklet which lists the subjects of their free pamphlets. By doing this, people think they must be a good company, so they give them business. Topical subjects such as saving energy or cutting costs are always newsworthy. Naming new trends or buying habits can equally be publicized. Take a look at the magazines and trade journals in your area of endeavor. Are there special sections for interesting tidbits of the industry? Maybe there's a section for new products or even a section that compares products. Does your product or service have something special that competitors don't? Maybe yours is the best and best is newsworthy. Maybe your service is noted for complete satisfaction or reliability. These aspects are especially important for the big manufacturers. Trade journals cater to the special industries, and those in the trade always want to consider the best product investment, especially when spending thousands of dollars. Gas companies give out free road maps. An oil company sends out free booklets on maintaining your car, a travel agent prints a brochure on the most beautiful vacation spots, a dry cleaner gives out a flyer on getting out stains as soon as they happen. What promotional literature can you tie into your business that doesn't need to be product-oriented? It just offers practical information. Some large companies produce tips on employee relations or benefits. Many print their own in-house publications for their customers and employees. Some interesting information can make a good feature if followed up by a reporter, or you may write your own feature for magazines. If you help people with free information, they will become your customers. You can get your literature designed and printed by a local printer at minimum cost, or simply create a good website and publicize it. Don't go for an elaborate 4-color booklet unless you can afford to. Consider what you can get at the least expense and then work from there. From a small investment, you may get thousands of dollars worth of free publicity. Always include the name, address, business number and website name of your enterprise on the brochure, and offer copies for the general public as a free giveaway or as a bonus for services. Consider getting your business listed in the free local and tourist guides. Ask about getting your business ad put on the free maps the Tourist Bureau gives out. Sales literature. Make the sales piece so good, information-wise and cool-looking, that customers are impressed enough to buy. Some old-fashioned people think that if they create a good product, the customer will come, but in today's modern world, customers want information before buying. Plus, you can often sell more simply by getting your literature out there so that customers can read it then buy it. The easiest way to get your literature out is through a website and a toll-free number where you send people who call your material. Your job is to advertise this toll-free number and website as aggressively as you can. Once you get customers, keep sending them promotional literature as you grow and expand. Your sales literature reflects your image as a company. It can span the spectrum from great quality to very poor. Even though sales literature by itself doesn't make for a great product, it helps in the presentation if you have a great product and some great brochures to go along with it. Think of 3 things through any sales literature you create. How it saves the customer money over buying something else or buying from the competition. How it solves his problem, how it improves his life. The process of copywriting, creating newsletters, catalogs, brochures, press kits is largely automated these days, capable of being created by any half-decent office software program like MS Office or Corel and a good printer. You could create your own sales literature, then hire a printing business to print it, or hire the business to create your product and produce multiple copies of it. Your sales literature can be geared to sell either directly or indirectly. A catalog is direct communication of information about products. A magalog is a hybrid catalog magazine mix that gives some relevant articles mixed in with product ads. A brochure has to look interesting and sound interesting while you're selling the product. Your sales piece should ultimately sell by catching the customer's interest, informing and educating him about the subject and product line. Build your company image by looking smart, cool, professional and good. Make you look like a real professional, not just some 2-bit fly-by-nighter with a cheap one-color photocopy flyer. Sales pieces are not just for hype. If you sell machinery or industrial goods, most people in that business want a technical bulletin to see for themselves what you're selling. Even for consumer goods or services, make up a technical bulletin or a straight nuts and bolts practical piece so that people can see exactly what you do and what you sell. Use your basic sales piece at places and situations like at your point of purchase display at your retail outlet or at the retail outlets of non-competitive businesses in the same field. As part of a sales presentation. To hand out at trade shows, etc. Online, on your website. Send out in response to toll-free number phone inquiries, mail inquiries, etc. For information. The reason I say toll-free number is because you will get a lot more inquiries this way, and I'm sure the sales will be more profitable than the money you pay for a toll-free line. Direct mail marketing to prospective customers with a good mailing list. Announce news about your company, new products. Tell the general public and prospective new employees who you are. The most common sales literature is brief flyers/circulars with information on how the customer can access your website or call a toll-free number to get a catalog. Quarterly and annual reports all publicly owned companies are required to file. Catalogs which list most things you sell with brief descriptions. Newsletter, indirect advertising, a soft sell. You offer information, then merely present your website and/ or toll-free number at the end for the customer to get more information about your products. Magalog, a catalog magazine hybrid which mixes product descriptions with interesting articles. Technical bulletin, which describes the technical aspects of the product. Brief offers stuffed in the envelope along with the customer's bill. Calendars, bumper stickers, maps, etc. that look cool enough for the customer to use while giving you some free indirect publicity. Children's fun and educational things like a coloring book with your company's logo prominently on the front proclaiming yourself a promoter of children's education. A nice looking poster with your corporate slogan or any inspirational slogan along with your company logo that looks good enough to hang up. Creating sales literature is an art form. Your best bet is to study current sales literature. Look through the yellow pages in your phone book. Look through some magazines, consumer and trade, catalogs, flyers, annual reports, etc. Take the good ideas you like and create the sales literature you want. Find the right look for your corporate image. Use some visuals/graphic images that make the point and make the sales piece look good. Don't violate copyrights by openly stealing somebody else's artwork/photographs for your sales pieces. Tell your story. Pick your main theme and stick with it. Make the story flow. Don't speak in legal or technical jargon. Make it personally warm and interesting. Support your claims. Set a professional air of integrity, expertise, and personal accountability. Offer guarantees. Explain your products. Use testimonials, case histories, offer free samples and free trial periods. Tell a story. Use lively dialogue. Don't waste words. Keep it relevant. The professionals in the field of sales literature creation are your local printing/copywriting/graphic design business in the yellow pages of your phone book. Advertising agencies, both full and limited ones often called creative boutiques that offer only the creation of the sales literature, not the ad placement part of it. Public relations agencies. Freelance artists, writers, and graphic designers. If you have a product that you sell to different markets, you could tailor the sales literature for each. Magazines routinely have different covers for different areas of the country. Sales pieces should use Latino actors and Latino slogans when presented to a Latino demographic. If you're selling widgets in a black area, get some black folk posing in your sales literature and white folk for the white areas. Print literature has its limits. Do the best you can and leave it that. Look over your sales literature before it goes to press to avoid getting 5,000 copies of something printed with a big obvious mistake. Once you start a newsletter, issue it on schedule. It takes time for customers to comprehend what you are doing and for prospects to get acquainted and comfortable with a business. Get rid of the selfing nonsense. Most company publications, ads, letters, brochures, and other sales materials are filled with words, photographs and information that do nothing more than toot the company's horn. No one cares that the business says it is the best, oldest, or the biggest. Pictures of the staff are only interesting to the staff. A better approach is to ask prospects what they want to know about your company. I doubt anyone will be anxious to see pictures of the CEO, chairman of the board or the executive vice president. Tell them everything you know. Spill the beans, so to speak. Since today's customers want information, knowledge, and helpful ideas, do everything you can to share everything you know. This is the only way to become a valued resource to your customers. When people use your ideas, they will buy what you sell. Books about punctuation and writing style are at number 802 to number 808 at the library. Books about business writing are at number 808.0666 or HD 30.28 or HF 5718.3 of the Library of Congress system. Books about actually creating sales pieces are in the advertising section at number 659.132 or HF 5823. Graphic arts, the nuts and bolts of creating a sales piece, goes from number 760-769 at the library. Catalogconsultancy.com. Catalogconsultant.com